Confucius died long time ago, but his ideas have been stress-tested for 2,500 years across dynasties, wars, revolutions, and now the internet. They are still standing, not because they are ancient, therefore wise, but because they keep being right. Today, we are going through 10 of them. One quote, one story, one thing you can actually use. No philosophy degree required. Let's go. Number 1. Do not do to others what you don't want done to yourself. 己所不欲，勿施于人. A student once asked Confucius, "Is there a single word I could live my whole life by?" Confucius said, 恕, reciprocity. Then he explained it in one sentence. Don't do to others what you wouldn't want done to you. This is a sentence carved into the wall of the United Nations building in New York. Not because it's complicated, because apparently 2,500 years later, we are still not doing it. Before you send that message, leave that review, or say that thing behind someone's back. Just ask, would you want to be on the receiving end? If not, you know what to do. Number 2, learning without thinking is labor lost. 学而不思则罔. You've probably done this. Watched an hour of educational content, felt very productive, learned nothing that changed anything. Confucius called this long time ago. Learning without thinking is labor lost. But his next line is the one people forgot. Thinking without learning is dangerous. It's not just about consuming less. It's about pausing more. After every video, every article, every conversation, 30 seconds, one question. What does this actually mean for me? That pause is where learning becomes yours. Number 3, to know what you know and what you don't. That is knowledge. 知之为知之. There is a quiet fear most working adults share, being found out. That moment when someone asks a question and you realize you've been nodding along to something you don't fully understand. Confucius had a remarkably simple fix for this. Know what you know. Know what you don't. That's it, and that's wisdom. The person who says, I don't know, can you explain that? Learns something every single day. The person who nods and moves on spends their whole career performing competence instead of building it. Socrates said something almost identical in ancient Greece. 2 philosophers, 2 different civilizations, same conclusion. Number 4, the wise person looks inward. The small person looks outward. 君子求诸己. Here's a question worth sitting with. When something goes wrong in your life, what's the first place you look? The economy? The boss? The system? Bad luck. Those things are something real. But Confucius noticed something uncomfortable. The habit of looking outward first feels like relief, but it quietly hands over every bit of power you have. His line is short. The wise person demands it of themselves. Not blame, not self-punishment, just what's the one thing I can actually change here? That question is where agency lives. Number 5, don't worry about having no position. Worry about having nothing to stand on. 不患无位，患所以立. In East Asian professional culture, there's a particular kind of anxiety that kicks in around age 30. The sense that if you are not at a certain level by a certain age, something has gone fundamentally wrong. Confucius reframes the whole question. Don't worry about the title. Worry about whether you are building something that actually earns the title. Don't worry about no one knowing you. Worry about being worth knowing. When the shift from tracking your position to building your capability, the anxiety doesn't disappear overnight, but it changes shape. It becomes useful. Number 6, to make a mistake and not correct it. That is a real mistake. 过而不改，视为过矣. A lot of modern self-help tells you to forgive yourself for mistakes, which is fine, but incomplete. Confucius draws a clearer line. Making a mistake isn't the mistake. Knowing about it and doing nothing, that's where the actual error lives. This reframes the whole thing. You don't need a month of guilt. You don't need to perform remorse. You just need to fix it. Fix it and it's over. Don't fix it and it compounds. That's not harsh. That's actually freeing yourself. Number 7, the wise person harmonizes without being an echo. 君子和而不同. The internet has a default setting now. Complete agreement or total enemy. Confucius described exactly this dynamic and called it the wrong way around. The wise person harmonizes without agreeing on anything. The small person agrees on everything without any real harmony. A healthy team, a healthy relationship, a healthy public conversation. None of them requires anyone to think the same. They require people who can disagree and still sit at the same table. Not uniformity, coexistence. And if you ever meet someone who agrees with absolutely everything you say, be suspicious. That's not friendship. That's a mirror. Number 8, if you rush, you will never arrive. 欲速则不达. We live in the age of the shortcut. Every skill, everybody, every business. Achievable in 30 days if you just follow the right system. Confucius would find this very funny and then very predictable. Rush and you will never arrive. Chase small gains and the big ones disappear. Chinese bamboo grows underground for 4 years. No visible progress, nothing to show. In the 5th year, it grows up to 30 meters. The 4 years underground weren't wasted. They were the whole point. Whatever you are building right now, if it feels slow, it might just be growing roots. Number 9, among any 3 people, one will be my teacher. 三人行，必有我师. This one is carved on the walls of schools across China, which means most people have seen it so many times. They've stopped actually hearing it. So let's hear it again. Any group of 3 people, at least one of them had something to teach you. The talented ones show you the ceilings. The difficult ones, Confucius included this deliberately, show you your own blind spots. You don't need a mentor program or a masterclass. You need to walk through your actual life with your eyes properly open. The most expensive things about arrogance is what it stops you from learning. Number 10, only in the coldest winter do you see the pine and cypress stay green. 岁寒，然后知松柏之后凋. This last one is for anyone in a hard time right now. Confucius said, "You don't know which trees are evergreens until winter comes and everything else has lost its leaves. The pine and the cypress don't avoid winter. They go through it. They just don't lose their green." A lot of people feel like they should be further along by now, more stable, more certain, less affected by what's happening around them. But difficulty doesn't reveal weakness. It reveals what was always there. The cold doesn't create the evergreen. It just shows you it was one all along. So just hold on. 10 quotes, 2,500 years old. Every single one of them describing something you probably experienced this week. It's not a coincidence. That's what it looks like when someone spent their whole life paying attention to people and wrote down what they found. Confucius didn't promise shortcuts. He didn't promise the universe would align for you. He just said, be honest, be curious, be fair to people, and keep going when it's hard time. If you're only taking one line away from this, do not do to others what you don't want done to yourself. Try it for one day, just one, and see how many times you almost forget. See you in the next video.